What's up guys, welcome back to Chelsea Explained, and going around the news and rumors that we are looking for a fourth candidate that could be a mysterious high profile manager that no one really knows yet, but there are a lot of people starting to speculate, and I want to give you my opinion on that, of course, because I have someone in mind that I might think be that guy actually. I'm gonna show you some hidden signs who that actually could be. So before we then of course continue any further, as usually, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page, and hit that notification bell down below so you never miss when I upload. Definitely not gonna be Thiago Silva, that's for sure. Even though we're sitting there with his tactical board and reading the Serbi's book, etc. This looks kind of dope in that Chelsea share as well. I think Thiago Silva will be a good coach in the future. Three candidates that we first have on shortlist is of course Thomas Frank from Brentford. We got the Ipswich manager McKenna and Marcecka. There are also coming out reports that Sebastian Hönes and Michel, the Stuttgart and Girona manager, has been dropped from the list, so it can't be any one of these guys. We also know that the board is not looking to talk with experienced managers like Antonio Conte, Thomas Tuchel, these sort of guys. Understand that these owners, directors, they're not looking for these experienced managers. They want a more younger one. Look at other managers as well that it definitely could not be. Is the Porto manager Conces Yao. He has been offered from his agent, but Chelsea haven't contacted him whatsoever. We haven't heard anything there. We know Thiago Motta is going to sign for Juventus. We know Kompany is going likely to be the Bayern München's next coach. Hansi Flick going to sign for Barca. There hasn't been any contact with Xavi, so it's not going to be these guys either. However, they have coming out news and updates that we're looking for a high profile manager, but that manager is not being revealed yet. And first of all, I was thinking a little bit, who could it really be? I was trying to narrow down the options, and I managed to narrow it down to maybe two only. I mean, it could be some more guys. Two options I'm looking at currently is De Zerbi and Ruben Amorim. We're gonna start with De Zerbi, of course, because he is going to leave Brighton. He fell off with the board there, having some arguments, different thoughts of opinions. We know there is a secret club that has paid his full compensation fee to buy him out of the contract, but it hasn't been revealed which club that could actually be. It could be maybe a team in Italy. We know Napoli looking for a manager. There's probably some other teams that will look for new managers. I think Sevilla does that as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what that club is going to be. And it wouldn't be crazy to assume it was Chelsea, since their dream is to literally become like Brighton. But if we already had paid the Serbi's full compensation fee, then it wouldn't come out rumors that we are looking to hold interviews with a couple of managers and that we have made a manager shortlist. I mean, then the Serbia would have been revealed as a new manager by this time. So I don't really think it's going to be him. And that's why I'm leaning more into Ruben Amorim. I think he is the mysterious manager we are being linked with. And I'm gonna give you some sort of opinions and some maybe potential hidden factors to why that could be. First of all, that the board directors, they are looking for a manager that is obsessive with dictating tempo, dominating possession, but it's still kind of inexperienced and young upcoming. And now Ruben Amorim got some experience under his belt though, by managing a couple of Portuguese sides, including Braga, Casapia, and now Sporting Lisbon for a couple of years, but he's still a young, exciting, upcoming manager as well. So know that the Chelsea coaches is really determined to find the next big thing when it comes to coaching. And Matt Law updated us with and reminded us all that he actually flew to London in secret to hold meetings with West Ham, but then they couldn't come to an agreement there, so he's not going to be a West Ham manager. They're going to hire Lopetegui. We also know he spoke to Liverpool, but they hired Arne Slot, and that only leaves potentially us as the Premier League club that is interested in him. I mean, United, they're looking for other gaffers. They haven't even mentioned Amorim so far, but there were also rumors that Chelsea were the ones paying Amorim for his flight to London. And it wouldn't be crazy for Chelsea owners to do those sort of things, because when they want to talk to someone, they make sure they do it as soon as possible. But Amorim did it in secret. He had to then apologize to the club for that. And then he said also he was going to stay. But because of that action, it shows that maybe Amorim can sneak behind the back door sometimes. Even if he's saying one thing, he's going to do the other. Might not be the brightest thing to do, but sometimes as a manager, you're gonna do what you're gonna do to get the next big job for your own career. And there were also rumors that we held a secret meeting with him, but it also came out claims that it was false news. But we know that the owners haven't had any contact with Pochettino for months, except now when they were going to have the end of season review with him. And under that time, they would likely have the time to talk to Ruben Amorim, especially when he took his flight all the way to London. We know also there have been reports, and Matt Law also updated us with that and reminded us that we tried to speak with Amorim before appointing Graham Potter. So he was someone that we were looking into. It's just that we were so obsessive with the Brighton model. I guess that's why we went with Graham Potter. And it could also be the case that Amorim maybe wasn't that interested back then in 2022. He has achieved a lot of things for Sporting Lisbon. He's won the title 2 times now, or is it 3? I can't remember. So and a couple of cups. So maybe he feels now he is ready for another type of challenge. And who wouldn't want to come to Premier League? I think any man wants to come to Premier League, but Chelsea job, is it really worth taking the risk? I mean, I don't know. I guess that's up to you to decide. When Amorim is being considered for the managerial vacancy at Chelsea, however, any move would have to be completed after the Portuguese Cup final on Sunday. I mean, they can't go and talk with him before that. But if we are patient and waiting to Monday and Tuesday, I think they're gonna come out more updates how the situation is and where we are, and if we're gonna speak to him. There were news yesterday from Fabrizio Romano and these guys that we going to select the manager by the end of next week. And by the end of next week, there will be plenty of time to have an interview set up with Ruben Amorim. And we also know, as I mentioned, that the owners, directors looking for a manager who's going to be obsessive with possession, and he dominates possession in basically every game. And he's a younger coach, as we know too. But if we're gonna get Ruben Amorim, we will have to pay his big release clause in his contract, which is around 17 million pounds. But I mean, the other guys also cost. I think McKenna cost 6 million. Maresca gonna cost like 8-9 million or something. Go with Ruben Amorim might be a safer choice. Romano also saying that Chelsea will sign 1 to 2 centre backs. They will also have to get rid of Chalobah for FFP. Now, I'm not gonna go into my thoughts on Chalobah staying not, but mentioning that we're gonna sign 1 and 2 centre backs, that could fit Ruben Amorim is free at the back if we decided to go for him, and then it makes sense signing 2 centre backs to replace Chalobah and Silva. But otherwise, when Fofana is coming back from injury as well, I think we will have too many centre backs if we're signing 2. It would be enough with 1 if we're going with a 4-back system. So I honestly believe that Ruben Amorim is the mysterious guy, and I think I would be interested in taking him. You know, the other guys I'm not so sure. I feel like any manager is at risk at this point, but we know they're not gonna look into any elite managers, and Ruben Amorim doing a fantastic job at Sporting, has shown he can win now. Multiple trophies, dominating games. He's got the European experience now too. If he's coming here, he will probably likely to play a back 3, but you never know. He could switch to a back 4. He could also maybe bring a Victor Gyökeres here. He's a striker that's scoring incredible amounts of goals, and I think I would take Ruben Amorim, to be honest. He feels like a Mourinho, but more modern manager that likes to keep possession and dominate that as well. So, who do you think the mysterious manager is? Let me know that in the comments down below, and let me know if you would be happy with Ruben Amorim. Now, as I mentioned in my previous videos, I'm fearful for any manager. I think they will have a harder job here than it needs to be, because they won't really be back in the market. Now, I'm not saying you have to get every single player you want, but I mean that you should at least have the opportunity to get maybe 1-2 players first, and then you prove yourself you're the right gaffer. And when you have shown that with actions and how you're performing with the team, then you can get some couple of more signings, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. I mean, just throwing every single player at the manager that they haven't asked for isn't really gonna undermine the manager's work, and that's why I feel for both the Potter and Pochettino that were here, because they were put in really difficult situations. So yeah, that's going to be my thoughts around the mysterious manager who could potentially be. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I thank you so much for watching, and I catch you later for another one. So I'm out. Peace.